Hello! Today I'm doing an update review on the fourth Downside Ghost book by Stacia Kane. Now, I did a review on books 1 to 3 and go here if you'd like to see that review. Not a lot of people watched that review, so I'm assuming this series hasn't been heard by a lot of people. So if you've stumbled into this video, go to my review on books 1 to 3 first, because this will just be very spoilerish. Okay, so I've been waiting a long time for the fourth book, and it seems in that period of time my love for the books grew even more, because I reread it twice since I originally read it, and my love for Terrible and Chess has grown too, and I just think they're such amazing characters, and together they're even better. Like a couple of weeks or maybe a month or so before the fourth book came out, Sacrificial Magic, Stacia Kane released a free short story. I think it was only free for like 2 weeks, so it's probably gone now, but eventually it'll pop up in some anthology, I say. But it was called Home, and it was about Chess and Terrible. And it was really lovely because it was a short story, we didn't have to go into too much issues, and it was more like a love story than anything else, and I just really enjoyed it. I think actually I probably enjoyed it a little bit more than the fourth novel, because in the fourth novel obviously the author has more time to stretch out everything, and the author has time to highlight more of Terrible and Chess's issues. In the fourth book, it's the first time we get to see them as a couple if you're excluding the short story. So I was really excited for that, and I guessed Chess is going to have lots of issues, because I mean she does, but they were so prevalent in this book that it kind of dragged it down a bit. Like imagine like a storm cloud over the book, so I couldn't enjoy it as much. So yeah, that's like, it was disappointing a little bit for me, because I was expecting it to be so amazing, and it was good. I mean, there was brilliant parts in there, but I think as an overall novel I preferred the other three. So yeah, that's unfortunate a little bit, but it was a good book too. Chess and Terrible relationship wasn't perfect, and that's realistic. That's just me. I wanted them to have a lovely happy relationship, and we don't get that as much in this book compared to the short story Home. And obviously Chess's issues were like on every single page almost. Yeah, but the next book, Chasing Magic, is out in June, which is great. It's not too far away, and I can't wait for that, because hopefully now Chess works through her relationship issues and her trust issues and her self-loathing, and will be a bit better in the next book. So hopefully the next book now will be really good. And I still love the author, and I still love the series, and it's really great. I think more people should check it out. Okay, so that was my spoiler-free review. Now I'm going to talk about spoilers and things that happen in the book. If you don't want to know, switch off now. Okay, so as I said, Chess's issues were brought up a lot. I think more than any other book. She just went a bit crazy in this one. After a while I thought maybe she was being drugged and poisoned, like that guy who was investigating the school before her, because he went a bit crazy towards the end. I thought it was happening to her, because she was losing it. Remember that big fight she had with Terrible, and said awful things to him, and then she was like, oh, I'm gonna get Lex will come collect me. And that was probably the worst thing to say to Terrible, because he has his own issues with that, and she broke up with him. And yeah, she just had to work through a lot. I suppose it was her first serious proper relationship, and she had such a traumatic childhood, and we learn a bit more about it in this book, which is good. but yeah, she's serious problems with like accepting that other people can love her. Like she has a lot of self-loathing going on, thinking she's not good enough, and then she has trouble as well trying to accept the fact that she loves Terrible. And you know, like when he said I love you to her, like it took a good effort for her to say it back, even though she already said it in the third book. But I guess that was a bit easier now that they're actually in the relationship. It was a bit harder. I thought Terrible would have more of the issues. Like he does have some trust issues with her, but he was probably the more mature one in the relationship. But yeah, like I felt Chess was too hard on herself. Like particularly at the beginning, like she was freaking out about these little things. Like there was one time she saw Lex, and you know she was terrified to tell Terrible, and she did. And another time when Lex kissed her, and she told her about, and she was so honest with him. But she was freaking out about these little things that he shouldn't have gotten angry about, and it wasn't her fault. And they were little things, but she saw them as big issues. So I think she was very hard on herself. But yeah, by the end of it, they were fine, and I guess I was disappointed because I wanted to them to have more friendly, nice scenes, like the scenes they had in the other books as friends. I kind of wished for in this. Like majority of the scenes they had, they ended up fighting, except for towards the end, obviously, when they were in the car together. I still love Lex. I love Lex. I love his relationship with Chess, and I kind of feel a little bit sorry for him. And if I didn't love Terrible so much, like I would love her to get with Lex. And his sister is a nice character added to it as well. I felt sorry for them when their dad died, but I hope Lex and Chess still can remain friendly. And I know in the next book there's going to be a big war, because you know Lex now is in charge of Stowbag's whole gang, and Terrible is obviously in with the other gang. So there's going to be big clashes, and I assume Chess will probably have to, you know, definitely pick a side, and she's obviously probably going to side with Terrible, which means unfortunately her relationship with Lex will be strained. But yeah, the description for the next book sounds really good. I suggest you check that out. But so yeah, I had some personal things with the book, but like I guess the author wants to be realistic, and that Chess and Terrible are going to have lots of issues because they are quite flawed characters, and it would take a lot for them to work them out. I guess I just wanted her to work them out earlier, but it took the whole book, and the next book now I expect to be brilliant. So that's my review. Like it's kind of a mixed bag, but overall I really enjoyed the book. You know, with a little few issues, but so that's that, and I hope you check out the series, and thank you very much for watching.